Bitcoin is trading at $112,000. The weekly candle has just closed and we have 2 days remaining until the end of September where we get the monthly close and the quarterly close. So lots of information here. The weekly close that I'm going to break down in this video today is going to be important, but that monthly and quarterly close in 2 days from now is going to be very important to give us an insight into what could potentially happen in October and what the likely chance is. And so what happens in the next 48 hours in the markets is going to be very, very telling and important. And I will do another update after that close is done. So what we can see here, we had the weekly close. You can see this is a weekly chart here. We have the 50-week moving average in blue. We have the weekly close and it closed red. Okay, so we had the market structure break. We had a move up into the Fibonacci golden pocket and a drop. And now we're sitting at this level. Personally, I'm still inclined to lean towards bearish. But the levels are as follows because you never know for sure and it's always an if-then scenario. So I would say that this is the line in the sand here, this Fibonacci golden pocket. If we can get above there, which is basically about 120,000, if we can reclaim 120, then we can consider potentially a final leg up that takes us maybe even as high as the Fib extension at around 135. So that's a very simple invalidation for the bearish case here and basically a bit of a confirmation here for the bulls. If we get above 120, then we can consider maybe 135 as the next target. But until then, because we've made both a bearish market structure break here, getting below these levels here, and a rejection in the Fibonacci golden pocket, the likely continuation based on this pattern most of the time is down. Now, what's also very important to understand is that the 50-week moving average is key. That's basically the line in the sand for the bear and the bull. You can see this goes all the way back to the previous cycle, and as long as the price is above the 50-week moving average, we're going up. Right? But then once we lose it, it confirms the bear market, as was the case pretty much even every previous cycle. So we started to turn bullish, and this is when I publicly turned bullish, beginning of 2023. We reclaimed the 50-week moving average, and since then we've had multiple retests, but the trend has stayed bullish on the higher time frame, and every time we've gone higher. So at this point in time, this 50-week moving average is over here. It's about $100,000, perfectly at the round number. That is now the line in the sand, in my opinion, where if we go below there and we get a weekly close, it confirms bear market territory and basically turns us into a high time frame bearish chart until we get back above that again. So the criteria is simple. We get below here with the weekly close, and then we can potentially drop another 50% and go into 50,000 or 40,000 full bear market 2026, which is likely to be a bear if the cycles repeat. We had the bear 2014, 2018, 2022 every 4 years. So 2026, it's all looking perfectly on track. On top of that, we obviously have a major bearish RSI divergence also. So you can see over here on the weekly, there is a 3-thrust bearish RSI divergence. Same previous cycle, we had a double top here with a negative RSI divergence. And it just creates the reversals, right? We have this 3-thrust, we have lower time frame market structure break, lower high, rejection at the Fib golden pocket, and it's very possible that the top is in for Bitcoin, and that's what I'm going to continue to stick with unless we reclaim this 120K, then we potentially have a run to 135 and then we'll have to reassess. But for now, I would say that lower high, and we are probably targeting the 50-week moving average at 100,000. And if we lose 100,000, then bear market confirmation and basically high time frame bear market. Now, the obvious question or the obvious concern here is that we are about to start the month of October. And October is historically the most bullish month for crypto and also for stocks. So, is it possible that we're going to get a red October, or are we just going to pump and get a massive continuation here? Are we going to have a final pump up and, like everyone is expecting, October with an altcoin season for the grand finale before the top is in and then down? And I must say it is a possibility that we do get a green October. I mean, the stats suggest it, but at the same time, everyone is expecting this green October. And I don't remember a time when literally everyone is expecting massive pumps. Everyone, alt season, massive pumps, and everyone needs this pump because they're all underwater and they want to get rich and get bailed out of their negative positions and underwater positions. When does the market ever do what everyone is looking for it to do, right? And if you're looking here, what I just explained, we have the market structure break, we have the rejection at the fib golden pocket. That's why I say these next 2 days are going to be very important how the monthly candle closes, because it will make a big difference in how the monthly candle closes, whether we close at, say, 114 or 115,000, or whether we close at like 109 or 108. Obviously, if we close lower than this, if we close like 108 or something like that, it's going to be bearish, and we probably expect a red October. If they manage to push it up further for the monthly close and close us like 114 or 115, then it's possible we might actually get a green October. So I do think a lot of it depends on how the monthly candle is going to close in 2 days from now. For now, I'm still leaning towards the bearish scenario, and 3 thrusts, top is in, lower high. This is what we're looking at right now. A quick look at Ethereum. We're trading at $4,100. We had a little bit of a bounce, but I don't think this looks very good, guys. I don't think so. Look at this. This is the weekly chart. We had this slight little wick here above the all-time high. And I know people are looking for significant movement above that all-time high, but sometimes all you get is that wick. And you can see here, if this ends up being a deviation above this equal high over here, then guys, there is a low here from the 2022 lows as a range that we haven't taken out. There is this low over here that hasn't been taken out, right? All of this. So that means the target could be $800 in the next bear market, which is starting 2026 in my opinion. And that means we could go a lot lower. And if you see here also what is happening, we have a bearish RSI divergence here on the weekly too, right? You can see here between this initial high and that high, there is a bearish RSI divergence. So the bearish RSI divergences on the weekly timeframes are present pretty much everywhere. On Bitcoin, on Ethereum, I'm going to show you the total crypto market cap right now. It is also present right there. So all of these factors together, it doesn't look bullish, guys. In my opinion, it does not look bullish at this point in time. So guys, here is the total crypto market cap at 3.81 trillion. You can see we made new all-time highs in the total market cap, but as you can see, the same as what happened and what topped the previous cycle, higher high, but bearish RSI divergences in here, even 3 thrusts, but you can do it on the last 2 also. You can see this is just a bearish RSI divergence on weekly. This is, in my opinion, the same as this, and I think we're pretty close here to the top. I don't see us going much higher. I don't see us having a bigger run at this point in time. I mean, I could be wrong, but this is how the charts are looking right now. And once we lose this 50-week moving average, right, if this drops and we drop back into the range below this previous high, then, I mean, we can go a lot lower in this next bear market. So this is how I see the charts right now. I am leaning towards bearish. Maybe we get some sort of major flush and we drop a lot lower and then run up again. That's something we'll have to reassess. But we're also pretty much right at the end of the max historic cycle length of Bitcoin. That is 550 days past the halving, which is literally 2 weeks from now. So in 2 weeks from now, Bitcoin hits the same length in time that it has ever maximum gone on. And even like cycle lengths before that have topped already previously. So we're right in the time. Even though October is the most historic month, we are also right now in the time where previous cycles have topped, bull markets have topped. None of them have gone on longer than this. So that basically puts us at a point, combine that with all the weekly bearish RSI divergences on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on the total market cap. You can go and look at individual altcoins also. And I think there's a real case here that we are at or near a top and that the bear market is about to start. And even if it starts in a month or 2 months from now, I mean, it's pretty close. So again, you have to be prepared for the bear market. You have to have a plan. You have to have a strategy, especially for altcoins, because altcoins drop 80, 90, even 99%, especially the meme coins, the shit coins. So personally, I don't want to be holding any altcoins in the next bear market. And even my trading Bitcoin portfolio, and I want to get out of all my Bitcoin there. And I just want to be looking to trade these markets because there is a huge amount of money to be made shorting the market on the way down, But for that, you have to know how to trade because it's very technical, right? Just like I'm breaking down in all these updates, you have to understand the charts, the time frames, the divergences, the reasons for entries, all of that stuff. And the good news is I have now finished my Leverage Hero crypto trading course that teaches you how to trade leverage, teaches you the foundations, the charts, all of that stuff, and it's 100% free for now until we hit 1,000 members. We're already on over 400 members. I put the link in the description down below. Come and check it out if you want to learn more about that. The course is still free. Once we hit 1,000 members, I might start charging for it, so you want to be quick before that. But that teaches you everything that you need and prepares you for the bear market. That is my gift to everyone, and that's why I'm still keeping it free for the first 1,000 people. Go and sign up, check it out. This is my thoughts on the market. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.